Hey everyone, Matt with Matt from April here. This weekend it is the September long weekend, and we're doing the Mattawa River up near North Bay. So we're at Blanchard's Landing right now, and Blanchard's Landing is about halfway between North Bay and Mattawa and the town of Mattawa, and we're gonna go from Blanchard's Landing to Mattawa. So right now Matt, the other Matt, has driven to Mattawa to pick up Nick and Rachel to come here to the beginning, and they will come here in Nick and Rachel's car, and then we will leave Matt's car at the bottom, whose car can transport the canoes. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Cool river. It's been on the bucket list of places to paddle for quite some time, and yeah, we're excited. There's supposed to be some rain in the forecast the next few days, but right now it's pretty sunny. So we'll get going whenever the three of them get to the put-in. Excited to head off. So Matt has arrived, the gang's all here, and we're getting ready to head off right now. After what kind of is a busy boat launch right now, and getting ready to go at about 2 p.m. off to the campsite. Late start to the day, but mostly due to the driving and shuttling. Coming up for the first portage, which is a dam, and I forget the name of it.
Talon Lake Dam?
Talon Lake Dam, here we are. There are a lot of colored floaties, so very clear not to go towards the dam. And I think it's a 200, 300 meter portage.
200.
200, I guessed correctly. 208, right in between.
God, we're so organized.
Perfect.
Well, that was a surprisingly difficult portage for the first part of the trip. Pro tip, the nice thing about broken sunglasses is that because they're already broken, you don't care about breaking them again. These were all bent to shit, but good as new.
And you still look just as hot.
Hey.
This Talon Hill Dam portage was very hard. Lots of decline, lots of slanted, sharp, jagged rocks, you name it. They were the kind of rocks that you didn't want there. Anyways, we're gonna keep on going here. So, fun fact of the day is that bananas do in fact float. Did not know that before, and just keeping our potassium levels high out here.
Fairy tale where it's like, oh, I can crush
Is
a
it Jack and the Beanstalk?
I don't think so. That's like.
Nice loud plane out here, just ruining the ambiance.
God damn.
Also some gentleman with a speaker over there. Not too fond of him either. Rudeness. We're just kidding, do your own thing, live your life. That looks much better than what we did. Yep. Good. Here we are at Portage de la Cave for the 100-meter Route Voyageur Portage. So we just finished Portage de la Cave and we just came around this big fallen tree right there. We went under it and they went around it.
And there's the next portage.
And there's the next portage on that slightly beachy looking landing. And what's this one called?
Portage de la Prairie.
Portage de la Prairie. Here we go. So we're here at the historic Portage de la Prairie sign. They have one of these at every portage on the Mattawa, I believe. And there's a campsite at the beginning of this portage, and I think we're gonna call it home for the night.
Oh, good spot.
Made a decent way so far today, and just gonna call it here.
So we're at the campsite after a fairly enjoyable couple hours paddling when we put off at Blanchard's landing. It was a good 2 hours or so with a surprisingly difficult portage around the Talon Lake Dam, which was still thoroughly enjoyable. Actually, there were a fair number of people at the other side of that portage, just seemingly enjoying the little bit of a rocky beach, and there's some good swimming there. Seemed like a pretty nice spot, just a little busy. But we made camp probably in pretty good time, considering we went and collected a bunch of wood, put some tarps up, knowing that the rain was coming, and here it is. So we are enjoying a couple beverages, cooking some dinner, boiling some water, not in that order, and we're just gonna hang out for the evening. So yeah, it's been a good start to the trip. Cheers.
Slowly steady doesn't mean a race.
Wow. So we just wrapped up dinner and we're got a good fire going through the rain. The water for the dishes was way too hot and we're just letting it cool and hanging out by the fire right now.
It's still quite warm.
And might be raining sometime soon, but who knows. Good morning. We just got a fire going after we tarped a bunch of wood last night. It seemed like it just rained all night last night, but not too much water in the tent really. And yeah, getting breakfast going right now, and very overcast day, and it was a cold night last night. So yeah, just gonna stay warm today and take it slow to the next campsite, which should be like less in between 5 and 10 kilometers, I guess, but not super far, not a big day, and can enjoy it.
So we're here right now, and it's unclear whether or not there are any other sites along Champlain Lake except for this one. So if we pass these sites on our way through Saint-Ville de Champlain Provincial Park, and there are no other sites, and this one happens to be taken, then the next option is to either turn around or continue on to Mattawa. But we've seen campsites on the river that are not on this map, so it seems increasingly likely that we will find some other alternative. So at that point, might as well cross that bridge when we get to it.
Out of the dry shoes, into the wet shoes, and already in the wet socks. So, just wrapping it up at the campsite, going over and doing my last trip of Portage de la Prairie, and skies have kind of turned to a mix of sun and clouds, so that's pretty good, and just walking back right now. Hopefully we're gonna get some fishing in soon. So we're just one tripping the big falls portage of today. I think it's called Parasou Falls, but I'm probably wrong. And yeah, going well. And getting into some fishing shortly, hopefully, and a snack. Okay, so here we have it. Proof that Whittle caught a fish with Cam's rod. Excellent. Now we're just gonna get this guy off the hook. There we go. This is Whittle's fish. And he swims away. Yep, I'll narrate for you. Many weird tales were told by the Indians about how this cave, known as Porte de l'Enfant, or Enfer, Hell's Gate, according to a story related by Daniel Harriman, a clerk of the Northwest Company who passed here in May 1800. Quotes, "A large animal remains in it, which they call a man-eater and which devours all those who have the presumption to approach the entrance of his solitary dwelling. The deep, narrow ravine, dark rocks, and swirling water did nothing to discourage such tales." Scared? I am. This Hell's Gate, something or other cave is covered in poison ivy, and it's not worth the ivy or the bad omens or spirits that will curse us forever.
Curse you forever.
Yeah, just me, that's it. Okay, we just finished up a PB&J lunch with tortillas. We are currently on Julian Lake right here at this site, and we're gonna take the 160 meter portage and the 180 meter portage to hopefully this site here, or maybe there's another site somewhere along the Mattawa River section right here.
That's like a small boulder field. Definitely been easier portages this long.
So we're just cruising along after finishing that portage. Portage was full of poison ivy and big rock boulders, so it was kind of hard. And we just flipped the map over because we're just crossed the 15K to Mattawa mark. So really just hoping we get a campsite after we pass through Samuel to Champlain Provincial Park. We're just at the start of the next portage that takes us to the continuation of the Mattawa River, and upriver right here we just have leading towards the Samuel Champlain, the campground area from the little river here. And we're gonna get going on this portage. So we've had a tailwind on the Mattawa River here, and we're trying to sail with Matt's fly, and it seems to be going kind of okay actually. It is working. Oh, it's fighting. Oh yeah! It's kind of tough when there's a breeze though.
Not bad.
once again, flying down the Mattawa in fine style. So we have made it to the last site on the Mattawa River pretty much. It's the only site available in like the last stretch really, and it's pretty big. But before we got here we saw that there were two people that were here before us and occupying the site, so we asked if we could share the site with them, and they were kind enough to let us share it. So we're gonna mind our own space tonight really, and just be grateful that they let us stay with them really. Oh yeah, General Tao stir fry, ladies and gents. We just wrapped up dinner, and so basically tonight we're spending the night in a kind of a bushcraft structure-y thing, and the four of us are just sleeping in the same space really. This is the lay of the land really. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the bushcraft kind of ceiling. I guess we'll show more tomorrow in the daylight, but not going to film any more right now as we're sharing the campsite with other people and all that, and just going to get a good night's rest. Morning everyone, welcome to the lean-to. So this is mine and Matt's first night spent in a pre-made bushcraft lean-to structure, and Nick and Rachel are the experts and they taught us everything they know. And we just slept all on Rachel's tarp right here, 4 in a row. And our heads on the side with more headroom, which was definitely a good call. And now we're getting a lot of rain today, so we're gonna get going with breakfast and get out of here. Now for my next act, I'll put on my wet socks. So we just finished our breakfast of oatmeal, raisins, brown sugar, and cinnamon, and having some coffee, and we're gonna roll out soon. But I guess the rain's held off for a bit and the sun's trying to poke out right now. And we're gonna hop to and get back to the car today. Matt made a fun judgment call of portaging flip-flops, and
In the pouring rain.
you see the instant regret here.
Ugh.
And learning lessons as we move along here.
You know, never too old to learn the same thing multiple times.
Here we are at Herdman's Dam, the only dam between the campsite where we spent the night and the town of Mattawa, and we really see the human influence of the dam right here, where the riverbed's just completely different, and the whole upstream portion of where we were was just a big reservoir for this big dam. Just coming right up through the town of Mattawa right now, and just about to pass under the bridge which connects the highway here. And there's a very cool Canada flag in the middle of the bridge. And very cool to also see the Ottawa River and the high cliffs on the other side. We made it.
Driving speed!
Very shallow.
are pulling into Mattawa.
Alright, well, we're back on the road, heading back towards Blanchard's Landing so we can drop Nick and Rachel off, and they can grab their vehicle and head home. And it's been a nice morning. We knew it was going to be a fairly short distance, and got a couple rain showers along the way for good measure. Of course, the one and only portage we had to do happened to be in the middle of probably the worst rain we saw this morning, and then pulling right into the marina at Mattawa we also got dumped on. So perfect timing on Mother Nature's part. But we're back on the road and heading home. Should be a nice, I don't know, 4-hour drive or so back to Toronto. But all in all, the trip was very much well worth it. The history along the route is pretty special. If you take the time to read some of the plaques and read the adventure map that we use, a lot of good stuff to see in that, along that stretch of the Mattawa. So I think that's all for now. We'll see you next time. So did you throw the watermelon out, or is it?
Yeah, I threw it out.
Okay. That's it.
Well, it's gonna be warm in the car. It's not gonna be good by the time we're back.
Well, you don't like fermented watermelon?
Normally, it's for a loco. Maybe a class 3?
No, it's an easy class 2.
I didn't want to say it, but I heard it. There's poison ivy everywhere leading up to here.
I'm glad you noticed on the way down. Questioning my life choices.
The last Mattawa pirates.